Hi everyone. So I thought maybe I'd do a couple more restorative poses today and see if you guys, I think that everyone enjoyed the last couple of restorative poses. So here's a few more. The last few that we did were all kind of back bending or inversion-ish restorative poses. So today I'm going to do a couple of forward fold restorative poses. Honestly, forward fold sometimes when we're feeling like everything is really chaotic and out of control, these poses can help us to kind of draw everything in, feel a little more grounded and centered. So I hope that you enjoy these. If you have a yoga bolster, please grab that now, have it available, or you can also use lots of blankets or pillows. You can grab like 2 or 3 pillows. If you have some blankets that are firm, you can grab 2 or 3 blankets, but we will be using those today. So the first pose that we're going to do is a supported child's pose, and I'm going to give you 2 or 3 options here. So if you aren't comfortable in the backs of the knees, sometimes with child's pose, what you can do is you can take a blanket, fold it up a little bit, not too thick, and you can just tuck it in right behind those knees. And we're going to take our knees wide like we would in a child's pose. And this sometimes, it kind of raises my seat up, but it also supports behind the knees. You just tuck it in as close as you can get it there, and then you can sit back. And then with your other blankets or your bolster, you're going to take them and you're going to pull them in to the adductors as close as you can get them. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to lean forward and you're going to take those blankets and you're going to tuck your arms underneath it like you're giving this blanket a hug. And then you're going to release down, so your abdomen should feel supported by your blankets. You're giving it a nice hug, and you turn your head to one side or the other. And here you just stay and breathe. Now, remember with restorative poses, you want to feel very comfortable. So if for any reason you're not comfortable here, take your time and make the adjustments that you need to get so. So for me, having the support under my knees isn't helpful. So I'm going to let that go so that I can release a little bit deeper. I'm also going to take a little bit more support under my belly. So personally, this is a more comfortable position for me. Having a more height here and less support under the knees. Again, I'm going to tuck my arms. I'm going to come down. Yeah, that's good. And then we're going to stay here for a little bit. So get into your comfortable position. Turn your head. And start to breathe nice and deep here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. So let's take a few more breaths here. Now with as little movement as possible, on your inhale, you're just going to pick up your head ever so slightly and turn your head, bring your opposite ear to your support, and come back to your breath. And then on an inhale, slowly, gently turn your head forward. Place those palms underneath your shoulders. And then slowly roll, press into the hands to roll yourself up and away from those blankets or that support. Set those to the side. Now hopefully that felt really good and supported for you. For some people this position is really, really comfortable and they can stay for a little bit longer, but this isn't a pose that I hold quite as long as the last restorative poses like the Supta Baddha Konasana or legs up the wall. But 5 or 10 good breaths on each side of the head is a nice amount of time there. So the next pose that we're going to do is a prone pose where we're going to support the lower abdomen here. And this is a nice release release for the psoas. So for people who have been sitting a lot at a desk, or just sitting a lot, maybe watching TV right now, or homeschooling kids, maybe those hip flexors are feeling a little bit tight and we need a little release there. So you're gonna take one of your blankets and you're gonna roll it up into kind of a long, skinny bolster. Now, for some people, this might feel like too much. And so what you can do is unroll it a little bit, not have it be as deep this way, or you can unfold your blanket and have it be really long, excuse me, and really thin, and just roll it up a little bit and not have it be too big and too thick. So you get to, again, as in with most restorative poses, you get to adjust this to your comfort level. You make it so that you feel really supportive and really comfortable in this pose, okay? So I'm gonna roll this up all the way for me. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to my hands and knees over top of the support. Now, when I come down, I want that blanket to be placed right here in my soft lower belly area. So above the pubic bone and below the belly button. So it's just right in that middle position. Now for some people, when they lay down on that blanket, it's like, ooh, this is really tender and sensitive. So then you would unroll the bolster, make it much smaller, much skinnier, and try it again. You find the amount of support that feels the most beneficial and comfortable for you, okay? So I'm here, hands and knees, and I'm gonna slowly release myself down, again, so that blanket is right under in that soft portion of my belly, below my belly button, and above my pubic bone. I'm gonna stack my arms up here, and then again, turn my head and breathe nice and deep. And here I like to sometimes rock side to side a little bit, making sure I'm releasing my lower back. I'm not holding any tension in my abdomen. And let's breathe nice and deep here. You can also let your head come forward if this feels comfortable. And then you don't have to worry about turning your head to one side and then the other. So let's breathe deep here together, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing at your pace. So draw your next breath in a little bit deeper. And slowly and gently draw the palms down so that you're placing them underneath your shoulders. Take a moment here. And then on an inhale, press into the hands and knees to find your way up. Maybe you'd like to come back to a child's pose to rest for a second. Maybe you want to move through a cat-cow. Just feeling that little bit of release and spaciousness in the belly. And then find your way to your comfortable seat. So there you go, 2 more restorative poses. This pose you can stay in for a very long, significant amount of time if it feels good and comfortable to you. Remember, if you turn your head to one side or the other, make sure that you do the opposite and that you try to stay equal amount of time on each side. But you can stay in this pose for quite a bit of time. I hope that you guys enjoy, that you're staying safe and healthy. Namaste.